Yeah, Veronica Mars.
I'm Buffy, the vampire slayer, and you are?
Hello and welcome to You're a Podcast, Buffy Summers. I'm Joe.
And I'm Travis.
And that was really weird to say, but today we are bringing you our first bonus episode, and we figured why not the show that we talk about just as much, basically, as Veronica Mars while we're trying to talk about the show. It's Buffy's just always been a big part of both of our lives, and I definitely wouldn't probably have really gotten into Veronica Mars if it wasn't for Buffy. So
same.
Yeah, and figured for a bonus episode, let's do something we know we could talk about for the first one, like without any sort of issue.
Let's keep this under 3 hours long is really the issue at hand.
So let us know how you guys think of this, because we would like to do a couple more Buffy ones where we tackle probably like 2 seasons in an episode or something like that.
Yeah.
But for today, we're just going to kind of go over our general love of the series, kind of talk about how we got into the series, how our friendship was affected by the series.
Not really affected, like our friendship was because of the series.
Yeah. And just kind of general things that we loved throughout it, some of our favorites and stuff like that. Do you want to start with how you got into Buffy?
Yeah. So in Canada, Buffy aired on YTV, which
White TV?
Y.
Oh,
it was YTV. So
I was like, damn, Canada.
Youth. It's short for youth television, I believe.
Okay.
YTV. They aired like Power Rangers and like the after school cartoons and stuff. And then Saturday nights they had more like teen shows, and they aired Buffy, and it was on at 8:00, or I think it was 8:00. And my dad and I watched it. I got into it because my dad watched it.
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
watched it. Yeah, from season 1 I started watching it, and so I was 7 or 8 when I started watching it.
Jesus.
And it was really cool. It was like this adult show I got to watch, and I never really paid attention to like the overarching storylines because I watched it for the first 2.5 seasons, or
the deep metaphors
because I was a child, so I just like the scary monsters and the violence and like the romance.
That's
stuff.
how I got my cousin into it. He's like my age, mind you. He's not even, but like as teens, I was like, but look, monsters, and he's like, oh, cool. And Buffy's hot. And I'm like, straight guys. All right. Sorry, go on.
No, it's cool. The romance stuff I always thought was really boring because, like, I didn't care. And that's kind of when my dad started to check out, too, was, like, when it started to become a soap opera, and it was no longer, like...
So by episode 6?
Wiki. Well, no, he into season 2, he kind of, like, didn't care. But we watched it until season 3. And we watched it until The Wish. And there's a scene in The Wish where one of the Cordettes is on that blood machine, and the needles go into her body, and it drains the blood out of her. So it makes this sound, and I was so freaked out as a kid. Like, I stopped watching Buffy because I had such like a bad reaction to it.
Oh my god!
So even as an adult, I will skip that
never
scene.
Talked about this is so good.
I've watched Buffy so many times, and no matter when I watch The Wish, I will fast forward that scene because that sound effect still gives me like chills. Like
I'm watching that episode tonight when we're done.
I don't even know why. So I stopped watching like mid season 3, but I would still watch reruns and like whatever. But I didn't get back into it until the summer before season 7. I started rewatching it. I can't remember why. It was on reruns on a channel here called Space Channel. They aired the reruns pretty much every day. So it was like 5 days a week. And I started to I recorded them on VHS. And I was slowly catching up. But at that point, they're rerunning season 6. So I saw bits and pieces. I'm like, why is Willow evil? I remember watching the Willow is evil episode. I'm like, that's weird. Why is Willow evil?
But you weren't
hadn't-
like, wow, why is Buffy back from the dead?
But I didn't know Buffy died. 'Cause I didn't
Oh,
watch it.
yeah, that's right. Because you go from
And, like,
season 3 to fucking...
Buffy had a sister, and I'm like, I don't remember that. And like, I didn't know who any of these characters were anymore. And then the DVD started coming out, so I started watching the DVDs. And then when season 7 aired on TV, I'd watch it, and that's how I made like my best friend in high school and we would watch Buffy. Like that was our thing. And Buffy ended its last season. What?
Is it who I think it is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Ugh.
What?
No,
Of
I
course
was
it'd
just
be.
wondering if it was the person I thought it was.
It is the person you're thinking about.
Okay.
So season 7 aired during grade 8, so my first year of high school, and Buffy ended, and I started watching Angel, and I started writing Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan fiction.
Yeah, you did.
My friend Alex and I wrote pretty much like a spin-off continuation, like in the world, but with different characters. And I made a spin-off with Willow and a resurrected Tara. And Joe eventually jumped in on this. I think his was Faith and Giles.
Yep.
And
Illyria somehow.
Oh yeah.
And
I split Fred and Illyria was also one of my story arcs. Because I wanted Fred, but I didn't want Illyria. But yeah, Buffy wasn't my first. Well, Buffy was like my first major fandom. Like I joined forums. I did music videos. I made music videos, fan art, fan fiction. Like Buffy and Sailor Moon were kind of my two like giant loves as a kid. And like I have a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tattoo, so that's how much I have invested in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's on my body.
She's there forever. You can't ever say, oh, I don't know, it's just some blonde girl.
Exactly. So I've rewatched now the series so many times. There used to be a point where I could name all the episodes in order, and I've kind of like backtracked a little bit because as an adult, you have priorities. And to be fair, Buffy is great, but it does not hold up fantastically.
In what regard?
In like it hasn't aged well, like just the film, the effects and everything.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see that.
And then Fox decided to like remaster it, and I can't watch
Oh
those
my
because they're
god,
garbage.
no, it's horrible.
So now that Disney owns Fox, maybe they'll put some money into it, and we'll get a proper Buffy. Maybe Buffy will show up at Disneyland.
Oh my god.
What's your origin story, Joe?
So one summer I went to stay at my aunt's house when I was 14, and she and my uncle like had to work or whatever, so I would be at the house, like nothing to do, and she had like Buffy season 5, and I was like, well, okay, 'cause she had just gotten it like recently. She was super stoked about it, and so I watched season 5. Now mind you, I had seen part of season 1 because she was a huge fan of the movie, so when the show came out, naturally she started watching it.
Fuck
Yeah,
I love the movie. I don't care what anyone says. I love that
god
movie.
Too bad Christy Swanson's a human sack of fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Ugh. No, I love the movie too. But she was a huge fan of the movie, and just vampires in general. It's like Lost Boys is her like favorite movie of all time.
It's a good movie too.
Yeah. And so the only knowledge I had was of like season 1, like part of season 1. And so I watched this, and like Buffy has a sister, like Willow's suddenly gay, and like all this other stuff. But I was just enamored. Like I couldn't stop watching it. So like I just fucking tore through season 5, and when I was done with that, I was like, what do I do? Like I've only seen season 5. Like there's 4 other seasons before this. Like I need more. Well, like one of her best friends who lived in the same apartment complex as her owned all the other seasons.
Why did she not own the other seasons? Why did she just own season 5?
Because it had just come out, and
I don't like that.
She loved Dark Willow, and
who's not even in season 5.
Yeah, she is. She's in not Weight of the World, but Tough Love.
Oh right.
That's like one of her favorite scenes ever. So that's do not judge my aunt on this, you fuck. Like,
who starts with season 5? Who would like, I'm just gonna buy season 5. To be fair, the DVD box sets were like
$60. Yeah, it's not like she was rolling in money. Like, come on. She chose this, plus her best friend had seasons 1 through 4, so like,
I guess.
Fucking asshole, I didn't trivialize your origin.
There's just a lot of plot holes in this origin story.
Oh yeah. So then I think part of me feels I watched season 4 next instead of going to season 1. I don't know why, but for the sake of it, let's just the rest of that summer I watched seasons 1 through 4. I don't know in what order, but I watched those. And then season 6 of Buffy was like the very first box set I ever bought, because as soon as that came out I was like, yes, please, now I need more. Yeah. And then I bought that, and then by the time that came out, season 7 was already done.
Yeah.
So I was just waiting on the season 7 DVDs, and then I was visiting my other aunt in New Mexico that summer. And no, it wasn't that summer, it was during Christmas time. My family went out, and I got season 7 of Buffy while out there, and I binged that, and I binged that with my cousin, and I got him into it, because I was like, look, monsters and hot chicks. And he's like, oh, yeah.
And not even that many monsters in season 7.
Like, we're both really big fans of Gnarl. The skin-peeling demon. And
the chicks weren't even that hot. They're all very, very unattractive that season. They're very poorly dressed that season.
Buffy looked great. Kennedy looked hot. Willow was doing something.
Was it like the lesbian thing? He's like, hot lesbians.
He was interested in that, yeah. Right, and this was season 7, so like we were at tongue rings at this point, and not like magic metaphors.
Like, steamy sex scene too.
Yeah, Willow got it on. But yeah, so got season 7, watched it then, and then at that time, Angel was on season 5, and I was like, well, you know, it's more kind of like Buffy, because I remember they were promoting the girl in question. And I was like, oh, cool, Buffy's going to be on. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll watch this. I want to see where she ended up. Like, this is And then I watch it, and then I was livid. Let me fucking tell you, I was livid. And then I was like, well, okay, I'll keep watching this. Like, whatever, I'll watch the next episode and then the next one. And then the finale happened, and I was like, oh, cool, I can't wait to see next season. I was so heartbroken, Travis. I was
Were you weren't part of the forums yet when that was all going down?
No.
Because I remember...
I didn't have internet at my home at that point.
That was a big... When they announced Angel was ending, and then they ended... The series finale ends with that little, like, thank you tag from the WB, which
and I was like, oh, that was nice. I was like, that's cool.
Everyone lost their
I did not
shit.
get, at that age, like, nothing clicked in my head about season finale versus series finale.
Yeah.
Because they said series finale, I'm pretty sure, on that. And I was like, oh, that was really nice. Buffy never got any of that on there. Like, maybe it's because they stayed on the WB and didn't go to UPN. Like, maybe that's why. But come to find out, it was because they ended. But I think it was that really got me onto Buffy forums and finding that out. Because before then, like, I would just have, like, internet when I was at school, and I was a huge Harry Potter stan. Like,
and that was pre-movies, too.
Yeah. No, it wasn't, but I was before the movies.
Oh,
like,
sorry.
When book 3 came out, thank you, that's when it started for me. But...
I've never read all the Harry Potter books. I apologize.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever. People put too much weight on it. But it was
I've seen all the movies.
It was a huge part of my life. And MuggleNet, I don't know if anyone... I guess it's still around. I didn't know it was still around. But I was really big on the MuggleNet forums, and that was actually the first forum I ever got banned from.
Please,
we won't talk about it. No.
Explain, Joe.
No, and it was actually in a Buffy thread on there. I don't even want to talk about it. No, the moderators were just, like, controlling assholes at the point, and I just had a differing opinion, and I got a little fun. Anyway, I was, like, 14, 15 at the time. So I was
So you think
dumb
you know it all.
and stupid and an asshole, like even more.
Oh, yeah.
But no, so yeah, I got onto Buffy forums and met a whole bunch of people, met Travis.
So should we, like, I guess, delve a little deeper into how we became friends? Because we kind of talked about it.
Yeah, we've briefly talked. So Travis and I had a mutual friend.
So, okay. I went to high school with this guy named Alex, and we were, like, best friends in high school. And, like, Buffy was our thing. And we're the ones that wrote, like, Buffy fan fiction. And, like, the spin-off series was called Raven. And long story short, Alex pretty much made Joe and I hate each other because he pretty much told me that Joe hated me. And I assume he did the same too.
Travis hated me.
But we stopped being friends with Alex, and then I don't remember how we started, like, kind of rekindled our friendship.
I think we wanted to work on another series together.
I don't even remember. I think because we just started texting, and, like, pretty much even before we did this, we were doing stuff. But, like, we text a lot.
We have so many projects that have never come to fruition, or, like,
it's so fucking embarrassing.
Well over halfway done. I don't know. It's sad.
But at the end of the day, Buffy's like the root of this friendship, is a seed of this friendship.
Yeah, it's
crazy,
big, like, impact in my life. Like, it's
I got to visit Australia, and I stayed with people I met on Buffy forum, and I met some really amazing people. Like, I know, well, not many. There's, like, a handful of people that I, like, really, really care about, and I met them on Buffy forum or Buffy World forums.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
there's just some really fucking awesome people.
Right?
And from all over the world.
Before, like, social media was
this is
like anything. It was like you had LiveJournal,
AOL
forums.
chat is what we use, right?
No, we used MSN. MSN Messenger.
Okay, but some people I use, like Lita and Joe.
Oh, that's
other
right.
Joe,
Amber used AIM.
Amber.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it was primarily MSN. That's where we got, like, the huge group chats going.
I think, like, the international people didn't really use MSN. I think MSN is definitely more North America, like, based, promoted.
Okay. That's fine.
From whatever you call it. Anyway, so that's our origin story.
So
Buffy,
let's talk about the actual
talk about this series. I love Buffy.
It's the greatest. I have a trifecta of TV shows that, like, I feel at my core it would be Buffy as number one, followed by Gilmore Girls and Veronica Mars. And I feel it's just very me. Like, that's
I don't really
like,
have shows that define me.
Oh
no, I just I would have to say, like,
I didn't mean, like, define me, but, like,
one of, like, the represents
three
you.
shows I couldn't ever that had the biggest impact on my life, I guess.
Okay,
those would be the
fair
three.
enough.
Yeah. Let's talk about our favorite seasons of Buffy.
Okay. So there's 7 seasons. If you're listening to this and not a Buffy fan, thank you. We deeply appreciate this. But
it's on Hulu if you're American, so watch it.
It's not on Netflix anymore, which is devastating.
Oh, is it on Crave then?
No, it's on nothing here.
Oh, that's horrible. I am so sorry.
So there's 7 seasons, 144 episodes, 1 unaired pilot, and a movie that in no way relates to it.
And a comic book series that takes place after. You really...
And some really good comics that take place within that are not canon. But Buffy, I own all the omnibuses, and there's some fucking really good Buffy comics.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay,
which makes why season 8 happened. Like, just...
We'll get to that. That's coming up. Don't worry.
So what's your favorite
season?
Fine. Now I'll go. My favorite season is 5. Like, hands
that's my
down,
favorite season too.
No question. It has so much mythology for the Slayer in it. It has a great arc. It has, like, I don't know what it is, like the Knights of
I know what you're talking about.
The Knights of Byzantine, not Byzantine. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, those nights, like, it adds an extra, like, really cool layer to the season. Although trying to hunt down Glory. It has the best big bad of the series, which is Glory.
I think Glory, I'm so torn. I think Glory is one of the best big bads.
Master,
but I feel
is
like,
that your second?
Yeah, no.
Because that's mine too.
No, the mayor is the second for me.
Oh, wait, fuck yeah.
Because the problem with Glory is, for being such a big threat, she's only in like 10 or 11 episodes of the season. So it just feels like there's a lot of like...
But you always feel her. She has like that... She's that kind of character where she doesn't... You still feel the tension because they ramp it up so much.
I just think the mayor had a bigger impact on the series than... I'm not saying Glory's... Like, I love Glory. I think it's a lot to do with Claire Kramer, too. Like, she...
Oh, gosh, she's so good.
Sells the shit out of this character.
Yeah, she does. And the fact that she still cares about her. Yeah. Like, I love that.
But I was never really afraid of Glory. Like, the mayor was so menacing. Because, like... It's almost like... Because he's like a... There's so many, like, politicians and people in politics that are like that.
Yeah. I didn't fear Glory. I just... I knew she could kick Buffy's ass. So I wasn't like scared of her, but I respected her. Like,
yeah, I get that.
Like, I don't like, I wouldn't catch her in a horror movie. Like, I could see the mayor being in a horror movie, but like, Glory is just there to kick some ass, and she does it well.
I think if there wasn't Faith, Glory would, because Glory always like kind of lives in the shadow of Faith, because Faith was the first like badass chick to take on Buffy.
Well, Kendra,
in my mind, at least.
Technically.
But they didn't really like... They had one fight
They
scene.
became friends.
Like, that fight between Faith and Buffy in Graduation Day on the roof is one of my favorite scenes in, like, the entire series.
It's one of the best, like... It's, like, the best choreographed fight scenes in the series.
It's hard to rewatch now, because you can clearly see the stunt doubles, and it's so shittily, like, edited together. But... It just represents so much. And like when Buffy stabs Faith.
Yes.
This fucking... There's like this... Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't get enough credit, but like...
Nope.
She, like, her lip quivers as Faith, like, steps back. Because Buffy's like, what the fuck did I just do?
I just got chills.
And then... Because Faith is like the biggest badass. Doesn't give Buffy what she wants. She's like, you're gonna kill me? Come get me, bitch. And like falls off the edge. Falls off the ledge. And she's like... I'm gonna die, but you're still not gonna save your boyfriend, Buffy. Like, I'm not letting you have this. Like, it's her biggest, like, fuck you.
It's so good.
And it's also...
Faith is such a good character.
It's a little off track, but since we're talking about Faith, I just want to bring it up. It was the biggest disappointment that we don't see Faith's evolution between season 4 and season 7. Because, like...
What do you mean?
There's all this growth. Because she becomes, like, a good guy. But we don't see any of that.
You see it on Angel.
You see it briefly on Angel, and obviously they've mentioned it before how Eliza Dushku wanted to go do movies and whatever.
And True Calling.
That was after Buffy.
Ah, fuck.
But I wish, because in the season 2 premiere of Angel visits Faith in prison, and that's such a beautiful scene. I wish we would have gone like more of that throughout the series, but I'm sure bringing on Eliza Dushku just was like such a hassle to try to do. So when she comes back in season 4 of Angel and season 7 of Buffy, it's like 4 years have passed, but she's this fully like almost reformed character, and we get none of that growth, and it hurts, but it's also worth it because we see Faith in the final fight. Like, she had to be there.
Yeah, she couldn't have.
But also, I hate this whole like Buffy needs to be the last one to be killed. So like, shouldn't Faith be the last one to be killed?
Yeah, right.
That always bugged me. But I also get it.
Current Slayer.
The show is called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I get it.
Right.
But...
That's their own mythology, though. It's not like someone shoehorned it onto them.
But Faith is one of those characters that I think I'm always afraid if she got more screen time it'd wreck her character.
Yeah.
Because like, I always want more Faith, but the Faith we have is pretty perfect.
It's true. It's one of those... She could have easily been one of those characters of like, oh my god, the fans love her. Let's just shove a bunch of Faith in here, and then... Because they could have, like... I'm sure they could have kept Eliza if they made her, like, a regular.
No, because she said years ago that she wanted to do movies. Even
Oh.
Joss said that. Like, that was... They pretty much had her for, like, 2 weeks to film those episodes of Buffy and Angel. And then she was
Damn.
pretty much... Because she just said bring it on. So she was kind of like this... No
Yeah.
offense to Eliza, but her career didn't exactly, like, skyrocket after that.
So, can you rank your seasons?
Okay. Season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3.
Okay.
Season 2. Season 6. Season 1, 7, 4.
Wow, we're gonna have some wildly different answers here. Always forget how different of opinions we have when it comes to Buffy.
Also, let me just throw this out here now. I hate Spike, so that also majorly affects my opinions on things.
See, I don't dislike Spike until season 6, and it's not. We'll get into that a little further down, because I loved his character for a while. Anyway, mine would go 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's just
7,
the order you
6,
watch
1.
it, though.
Shut up.
I think
No,
season 1 is so underrated, but season 1 is so much fun.
But there's only like 3 episodes that I really like watch on it, and it's only 12 episodes, so
I don't
it kind
understand
of
how you can like
defaults to the
season
bottom.
4 so much.
Season
Season 4
so
is such a mess.
I always like to say that season 4 is my personal favorite. Like, I think season 5 is the best season of Buffy, but my favorite season of Buffy is 4.
I just
I
find it so
love-
boring.
I
There's
love
like a handful of episodes I like on season 4.
I love how whimsical it is in a way.
Is
Like,
it though?
and you have it like after you watch the series, like you have seasons 1 through 3, and then you have 4, and then like 5 through 7. So it's like right in the middle, and
Yeah.
you have like all this
That's how math
seriousness around.
works.
Shut the fuck up. You have all these like more serious seasons, and you have like season 4 here that feels like a more experimental season, kind of like your first year of college, and it just felt very on theme. I just love. It's probably the only season without any traumatic thing happening. Like, you can kind of watch it all, and there's no like soul crushing moment. Like season
True.
5, you have the body. Season 6, you have all of season 6. Season 7, you have some moments that aren't too hot.
Because even season 3 ends with like a huge wet blanket because Buffy and Angel break up.
Yeah, and then you have that going
Season
out
2
throughout
ends with
season 3.
Fucking Angel being... Oh, the season 2 finale is so good though.
Okay, so I want to move that into most iconic moment.
Okay.
Because I feel the most iconic moment in the series is the season 2 finale, and Angel has a sword, and like going to stab Buffy, she catches it, and he's like, "You take all that away, what's left?" And then she's just like, "Me," and that is the most iconic moment in the entire series.
The most iconic moment to me, and
Period.
it's only because it's in every single opening credits from like season 3 onwards, is when she's in like hell or whatever the hell dimension, and she's up on the table, and like it's like a spinning around her, and she's holding like
yeah.
that weapon, and she just looks so pissed off. And like whenever I picture Buffy, that's the moment I picture, because like it's used, I think, for every single season opening. And you didn't skip opening credits when you watched TV back then, because that wasn't really an option. So that's ingrained in me, like that moment. It's...
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, even though I don't really care for that episode for Anne, that scene, and then obviously the scene where she at the end of The Gift is also really iconic, just because I've watched The Gift so many times.
And then like the smile at the end of season 7.
I even love the moment she pulls out the scythe is also really cool. The scythe I wish was introduced like
Season
3
6.
years earlier.
5 would have been a great season for it.
I think the scythe versus Glory would have been fucking amazing. That would
But
have been...
that's my biggest issue with the show is like its mythology is great, but it's great after the fact. Like they figured all this out at the very end of the series, and that's why I
Yeah.
feel Buffy would benefit from a full-blown reboot, using this, just keeping the same mythology and everything that they've built upon these 7 years, and give us something new, because I think it's one of the most interesting mythologies in any sort of like TV show, fantasy TV show. And I would
agree.
love to see that with, I mean, I'm sure they could probably do something like that with a continuation with all new people, but
No.
I think it would be better to just hard reboot the whole series, bring in actors for this or that or whatever to make it a little more fun, but they are not playing the characters they were.
Yeah.
The thing I love about Buffy the most is the mythology, and it's also the thing I hate the most about the series, because it feels like such a second, like an afterthought.
Well, because the
a lot of
mythology half the time fits what they needed to fit.
Yeah.
Even if it contradicts something from before.
Uh-huh. That's yeah. It's my my favorite part of the series and my least favorite part of the series, and that's probably why I love it so much.
I feel like Joss just didn't, because back then you didn't have shows that were so mythology driven or so like heavy in that, because like it was very much week to week. Like you watch network TV,
Right, they still had to keep it monster of the week.
yeah, like Buffy would have benefited so much from like a streaming service, like what's the word, template, like binge. Like if Buffy was a Netflix show, it would have been perfect, because I think the seasons were too long, because we get so much filler that doesn't.
No, I love
I know.
the filler.
No,
I'm
the
such a
fillers-
filler lover, though.
But I like Buffy could have been 16 episodes a season and like still been okay.
20. I'll let you take 2 episodes a season. That's
Okay,
it.
I'm getting rid of Go Fish and
Fuck you, Xander and a Speedo.
that's
That's the come on.
let's
That
just
was like
say-
the only time.
actually,
it
and
was
I'm not going to
Brendan
bring that up because that might be a little too vulgar to bring up on our podcast.
Burkhart.
But let's just say I didn't have a computer.
Oh God, trust
but I had Buffy DVD.
You need to be stopped. Oh my God, who are your favorite characters in the series? You goddamn fucking whore.
I want to say my favorite
Give me your
character.
top 5.
Oh, top 5?
Top 5.
Willow, just because she has the best overall like growth as a character.
Lies. Just kidding.
Anya, because Anya's fantastic.
course.
Emma Caulfield is super underappreciated.
Oh my God, that one
she-
movie that she has with the
The
Darkest Falls is amazing. I
love
love that
that.
movie. But also, like, she had, like, I don't know if it was like a Netflix movie. It was like Timeless or.
Oh, Timer, and that was before. I
Timer.
don't think it was a Netflix movie.
I love that movie.
That was
That is
good.
such a good movie.
That's a good one.
So if you haven't seen it, like, I'm pretty sure it's on American Netflix still, but Timer with Emma Caulfield, and it is such a good movie. Go on.
Anya
That's
also
two.
has like a great evolution as a character.
She really does. Especially for how she was introduced in such a random ass way. It's so good.
Yeah, you guys know I love character like one shot characters that have just become like brought back and back and back. Obviously Buffy.
Yeah.
I'm a big Angel fan, and I won't apologize for that.
Really? Oh, yeah, you are. Ugh.
And
Wait, Angel on Buffy or Angel on Angel?
like
Because
both.
we're not.
I liked
no,
Angel.
no, this is just for Buffy.
Well, I liked Angel on Buffy.
Okay.
I like the whole tortured soul thing, and I loved Angelus too.
Okay, Angelus was cool, but Angelus was an angel, so.
Okay, whatever. They're the same character. Well, I love Anyanka and Anya, and they're the same character. Okay.
Oh, they both have a soul. Or don't have a soul, or however that world works.
I wish they would explore that. Does Anya have a soul?
Well, yeah, I mean, in my
But
heart, she has a
Anyanka
soul.
wouldn't have a soul. Like, how does that work? Do demons have
Maybe
souls?
maybe she has a soul. She just doesn't have empathy.
But she doesn't have an empathy as a human either.
Exactly. So
and then
nothing's changed.
My fifth favorite character
She just has no
would be-
powers.
I want to say Tara, but Tara, when I was younger, I would always say Tara's my favorite character. But she has, like, no actual growth as a character. Like, she's the
She
same
has some
pretty much
great
from day
moments, but she gets more vocal. I think she has a very small character arc, and it's going from quiet to not as
It's
quiet.
pretty much family is her story arc, and I love family. But I think and then Cordelia I think would be my 5th favorite character.
So you're not saying Tara?
I'm not saying Tara. I can't because she doesn't do enough to really warrant it.
So my list is exactly the same, but exchange Angel for Giles.
Oh, Giles!
Oh, I'm gonna choose the fucking broody douchebag. Angel wasn't good until his series. I'm sorry.
Whatever. I'm a fan of.
Okay, it's not that he wasn't good. I just didn't. I didn't care for Buffy and Angel but I didn't care for Buffy in any of her ships. So like, it's nothing personal against any. It's not like I didn't like this one, so I like this one. I don't care for any of. Mainly because, as a young person, and not anymore because I've grown and am, not as dumb. I was a huge Xander Buffy fan. I don't know if you remember that, but I was like diehard Xander Buffy. Like,
I don't remember that.
Holy shit! Like, I wanted that to happen so bad.
But
then I grew, and I'm like, wow, Xander's love of Buffy at the beginning is very problematic. Very problematic.
I'm gonna have to stop recording this episode, Joe. That put a really bad taste in the mouth.
Shut up! You like Angel on Buffy. So
yeah,
I guess since
anyway.
what are your favorite ships in the show? Because obviously Willow Tara. I mean, I don't think anyone watches the show
Willow Tara
doesn't like Willow Tara, unless you're super homophobic. But then why are you watching?
Why are you watching
the
Buffy?
show?
I liked Xander Cordelia just mostly for Cordelia's growth it gave us more than Xander.
Definitely,
because I feel like without that relationship, Cordelia probably never would have continued on to Angel. We never would have gotten anything out of her.
No, we wouldn't have. It definitely, it definitely helped her more than it did him in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't. It just made him look worse, and made Cordelia, which is great because Cordelia is the greatest. Like, she has the best character growth throughout the Buffyverse because, like, of course, she went from Buffy to Angel. But like anyone else that went from that show to that show, like, it was Cordelia.
Even on Buffy, from like Welcome to the Hellmouth to Graduation Day Part 2, she's the same character but not. It's so weird.
Oh my god, what was I listening? I can't remember what I was listening to, but it was some interview with Charisma Carpenter, and she was talking about how hard like she was fighting to have like Cordelia be able to like finally stake a vampire.
Oh, that was like on a commentary or something, I remember as well.
She
for that episode,
I guess like the day of, they were like shooting, like she shot that scene. It wasn't part of it, but she asked Joss, like, can I finally just stake a vampire? And he was having like such a shit day, and she was nice to him, so he let her have it. He's like, you're the only one that's been nice to me today. We could do it. Like, and I'm like, that's perfect. Like, I love that Charisma fought for like Cordelia.
That's such a beautiful moment. Not a beautiful moment. It's such a
badass character moment. Like, she went from this shallow vein, like, whatever character, one-dimensional character, to like, no, I could fucking fight these vampires too, and I can hold my own.
What I still love is she's still this shallow vein character.
Yep, but
like,
she's no longer one-dimensional. There's more sides to the shallow.
Cordelia changes on Angel just because it's just growing up, but I think at the core she's always the same character, and I really appreciate that because they always, especially female characters, when they want them to like develop, they're always like, they lose a lot of their personality. Yeah,
they never tried to make Cordelia anything she wasn't. They just gave her more depth and expanded on what they already gave us. They weren't like, oh, actually, here's this super tragic backstory.
That's what I love. She didn't have a super tragic backstory. Yeah, her parents
went poor.
Like,
poor. That's it. But
it wasn't like
she had to like grow up.
Yeah.
I love, like, she is one of my favorite all-time like TV characters, period.
Oh, for sure. And like it just makes it worse what they do to her on Angel. Like they But
we're not talking about Angel. We're not talking
But I will just say, You're Welcome is like, for a send-off for a character, You're Welcome is like a way to go. That's a way to do it.
Yeah, I'll give him that, because that by far one of the greatest episodes. Fuck, I love that episode. That I will still cry to this day watching that episode.
Yeah.
Like a fucking mess on the couch. She's so pretty. But I also with ships, Spike and Drusilla.
Oh yeah,
One of my favorites. And I like that they would always kind of retouch on that throughout it, and then like her cheating on him with the Chaos Demon is such a great little thing that they do. I think it's season 5. Maybe it's season 4.
I think it's season 5.
I think they say it in season 4, and then we see it in season 5. Yeah.
So they we see it in I want to say Fools for Love, because I think that's when she comes back.
Or Crush.
Or it might be Crush, actually.
Yeah. I think that's it. And then I'm pretty sure I can guess it, because I'm pretty sure it's mine. Your least favorite ship?
It is Buffy and Spike.
Yes.
So my biggest problem with Spike in general is there was no reason why Buffy didn't stake him in season 4. He should have been staked after trying to kill Willow, and then also in season 4 when they find out he was working with Adam. The fact they don't stake him.
Yeah. They suddenly become Batman and we can't kill these people. But
the only reason they didn't is because he was a fan favorite, and that's why I hate when shows like completely pander to audience, because I think Spike being around wrecked Buffy, because it started to become about Buffy and Spike. It was more about their relationship.
I think it would have worked if they kept Spike as who Spike was. Like, keep him as this bad guy. That's fine. And have them have that relationship as a bad guy. I think that is way more compelling than this, like, I have a chip neutered vampire type thing. Like, no, keep him as this evil dude and have Buffy deal with, like, having feelings for this, like, essentially Angelus. Like, that's the story I would have rather
because
saw.
Phoebe fell in love with Cole, and Cole was evil, and, like, he went good, but he was
still evil. Yeah,
he was still evil, and like she had to make that hard choice, and like when they eventually killed him, like
it would have been such a good difference between like when she had to kill Angel and he was good, and then like having to kill Spike but he's still bad. Like I think that would have been a lot better than what we got with them. Like,
because that's one thing I hate about season 7 is it becomes very Spike focused, and then Chosen, the big moment, it's not Buffy's big moment, it's Spike's big moment, and it's so funny how like these shows with these female like lead characters a lot of times drift for like, in the fandom at least, like the boyfriend or who this character should end up with. Like that was the biggest argument on Gilmore Girls too. Who should Rory end up with?
Jess post season 6.
I mean, we all end up. You should always choose Milo, but that's not the point. That's not what we're talking about here.
And Dean was too good for her anyway. So,
but the Buffy Spike.
No, that's probably like my biggest issue with a lot of TV shows is like there's so much. I get it though, because like a love triangle or love like stories, it needs to be in there. But I
get it, but
I don't like it when it becomes the center point of the show. Because
by season 7, Xander, Dawn, and Anya got nothing to do. They're pretty much glorified extras half the time. Yeah. And like I didn't care that Spike was like, I have a soul now. I'm so blah 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 blah. Fuck. And then when he died on Buffy, when he sacrifices himself, pretty much like 2 days before that, the WB announced that James Marsters was joining Angel. So it took away everything, and then Spike did not help Angel. I think Spike, it was so convoluted how they kept Spike in Angel that it made no sense.
Too much. I didn't mind it so much,
but it was like a stretch. It was a like like all these excuses to get him to like stay. Like first he was a ghost, and then like he was like trapped in the Los Angeles border, and then he decided to stay. It's like,
if you have to fight this hard to get this character in here, maybe the character shouldn't be on here.
Season 5 brings in Spike and gives him so much, but then also season 5 of Angel kills off the 2 female characters that they have.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I always loved with Spike is Spike and Harmony's relationship was the greatest. That was the greatest.
That's
ship
a good
on the
ship.
show.
That is a great ship.
That's when Spike was at his best, because like.
See, and season 4 is great because season 4 Spike was fucking great.
I like season 4 Spike. I will say that. It's
Like,
when
he first gets the chip, and then like, because I liked Spike up until I liked him through season 5, and I thought the best ending for his story, if he really loved Buffy, and this was all about his love for Buffy, is he should have sacrificed himself to save Dawn. I feel that would have been
at saving Dawn. He
dude,
failed.
Right? Like, I feel
But
that
also,
would have been
Dawn didn't
such
help
a good story
by
for him.
screaming out Spike and giving away like the advantage of surprise. So
I think the reason I end up disliking Spike so much is because I did like him so much.
Yeah.
And then where his character ended, I just feel I don't want to say he deserved better. I think they could have done better if they didn't try to pander to a relationship.
yeah,
Like,
because
I think
season
the
2 Spike,
character-
I love. I think season 2 Spike is so much fun, and like
He's
I like
one of
when
my
him and
favorite.
Buffy team up in Becoming.
Yes.
When him and Joyce meet is like the greatest thing in the world.
That's one of my favorite like friendships in the show
Yeah.
is Spike and Joyce.
Is
Like,
their
hands
love
down.
of passions?
Yes. It's such a cute, like, pure friendship, like, based
Yeah.
on a TV show. Like, how can you not relate? So what are some of your favorite episodes? Because like my favorite like period is Family, and I
That's
think
my favorite too.
yeah.
It goes between Family and Selfless because
Ooh,
I-
Selfless is so good.
from what you guys know about me, I love a good flashback. And Selfless is every act break starts with a flashback, and there's like
and it's Anya's past. Like you get to learn so much more about
and
Anya.
yeah, like they're short flashbacks, and I would have
And even
like-
the stuff in the present with Anya is super like her
so
and
good.
Buffy's
like trying to decide like because she wants to be a vengeance demon because she's so pissed off, but like she's been with humans now for like 3 years, and she feels like love for humans because when in her past you see she was like pretty much like cut off and no one liked her, but like she has friends and family
she
now.
was odd and strange and no one
Yeah.
understood her.
And like the Buffy Anya fight is like one of the best fights. Like
Yes.
like when Buffy stabs her and then she wakes up and is like, oh, I
Yep,
forgot how
yep.
much it hurt to like get stabbed. And it's a good Buffy
Because that ends on like she stabs her and it's like act break, right?
act break, yeah. And it's so funny how so much is revealed in that episode. Like we finally like Buffy finally learns that Willow did not tell Xander to tell her to kill Angel. Like
Yeah.
and also Buffy's right. Like she has to make these choices. Like
It's her job.
like Anya's killing people, and
It's not like Spike where like he didn't do anything. Like he was literally doing nothing. Like,
yeah,
And I love when Buffy confronts Xander about the Angel thing. You remember when she tells him, remember, kick his ass? Like, oh, that is such a good scene. And I wanted to stick my fist down Xander's throat. Like,
and I love like one of my favorite lines. I think it's the moment where Buffy stabs Anya, and she's like, "Is this one of those pop culture references you guys make that I don't get?"
Yes! Fuck! Yes! Anya's such a fantastic fucking
There's- 'cause
character. And
Anya
a good
can go
replacement
from-
to Cordelia.
Because Anya, I believe her Anya's a villain. Like Anyanka, like
Yes.
in the
definitely.
Wish, Anyanka was. I loved her. Like when she's up against Giles. That's such a good scene.
Yeah, it is.
And I like her fight with Buffy is such a good one. And then, but it turns like that. Like the moment Helfrich is sacrificed instead of her, like she breaks down. Like Emma Caulfield, I think she got shafted on Buffy. She was never on any of the disc art. She fucking
I think she was on a season 6 disc.
no.
Yeah.
Tara was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she was never on one.
I'm pretty sure I remember Anya in like a yellow blouse on the season 6 discs.
Maybe that's season 7.
Or maybe it was season 7. I think it maybe. Anyway, also like I liked Checkpoint is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Buffy like
No,
the
she's
whole
not. She's not.
Oh dear God, I'm a horrible person. Oh well. But Buffy's whole like understanding of her power and how much everyone wants it, which gives her even more power.
Oh, that scene with her and Quentin is fantastic.
And then like everyone's on the
yeah.
rafters watching. Oh, that is one of my favorite moments
I will
in the
watch
entire
that
show.
scene.
Yep.
Because you can watch that scene on YouTube. I will just watch it over and over again. Like
she throws the sword.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, I do believe I asked for no interruptions. And then I let the female watchers like, I don't want a sword flailed at me, but
I love it.
And then it ends on Sarah again, a great moment where Quentin's like, she's not a demon, she's a god, and she's just like, oh, okay,
that's cool. How are we gonna deal with this?
Fun.
And then Triangle is
you got a lot of season 5 here,
dude. There's a reason why it's the best season of Buffy. No, Triangle is
another
probably
great
my
Anya
most
episode.
rewatched episodes. Like whenever I just want to like, I'm having a shitty day or whatever, but I really want to watch Buffy and I need something like pick me up. Triangle is the episode I go to.
Yeah,
there's nothing heavy in it. It's fucking hilarious. Buffy has her breakdown thinking Xander and Anya broke.
That's why I watch Bewitched, Bewild, and Bewitched.
Bothered, Bewitched, and Bewildered.
Yeah, I watch that episode all the time because
that's
it's
a
great,
good one
like,
too.
Because like, it's so stupid, but it's so funny.
It's a really good one.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to think if there are any there.
The Wish is obviously a great episode.
Wish is
I love alternate
fantastic.
realities in any genre. Like we were talking about this last night because Joe, maybe it was last night or the night before. Joe sent me like some Grey's Anatomy pictures of Meredith and Christina, and she's like, and Joe's like, but I don't remember these awful bangs. So I'm like, actually, Joe, that was from the alternate reality episode where Meredith's mom never died.
And he just like starts like listing off this shit, and it's like so fun. Like I can't remember last time. Like Grey's Anatomy was a big show for us, but like still like to be able to throw that out at like a moment, it wasn't like you would come back like 30 minutes later. It's like, it was like 2 minutes.
Because I love alternate reality episodes. They're just such a fun way.
I was like, I mean, I know I don't remember. I've smoked a lot of weed, so I don't remember everything. But like, he came back with this quick.
Because like I love that episode.
I felt bad about myself.
That's why I love The Wish. Like, and we also discussed The Wish only works because they had the master back. If he wasn't there,
thought about
it wouldn't.
The world. They didn't just like, oh, we want an alternate reality. Like, no,
because you can have Willow and Spike or Willow and Xander as vampires, but having them work for the mayor or for having them work for the master, and then having Buffy and the master face off, and Buffy like losing again. The one thing I wish like would have made that episode perfect would be like Darla, but that's like asking for a lot. Like I don't even know where she would fit in there.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
Because
if Buffy didn't come, she wouldn't have died.
But also like, I just assume she like, I feel like she would have stayed with Angel and been like Angel's tormentor.
Oh, true.
But then you would you would lose all the Willow stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm okay with that because everything else is, and it's so funny like for being such like a Cordelia like centric episode, she's like dead halfway through the episode.
Not even halfway through. It's like a quarter of the way. Like 15 minutes in, it's like, oh, she's gone.
Yeah. And like,
okay.
Because I remember you always think like, okay, Cordelia will be there, she'll help fix it, and then it's like, nope, she's dead. Bitch, be gone.
That just went out the window.
And then the moment where Anyanka's like, how do you know the other world's any better? And Giles is like, it has to be.
Oh.
Like, and then I will watch this scene on a loop where like it's the slow-mo, like they're all fighting, and then like Angel's dust and Buffy walks through it, and she spikes.
That's such a powerful moment too.
And then Oz stakes Willow, and then the Master and Buffy are fighting, and like
they put some resonance in this episode. Like,
and the Master doesn't even put up a fight. He pretty much just snaps her neck, and just this look on her face, she just looks like a child. And it's
fuck, dude, that's such a good episode.
It's one of those episodes I can rewatch over and over again because even though it's heavy, it's like
I'm seriously watching it when we're done with this.
And then, yeah, I love alternate reality episodes, and this one is perfection. Like, yeah, there's stuff I would change, but for like what it is,
and what they were able to do with it.
yeah, especially for like, yeah, like I'm sure their budgets weren't huge, but it felt like a different world.
Like that factory was really fucking cool.
Yeah,
that was a great idea.
Yeah,
like I wish
like
they could have explored that somehow in like the actual reality.
Like I don't understand
why.
I feel like there's such an opportunity there to do like a series, a comic book series in this world, and no one really ever did anything with it.
But then like everyone's like dead. It would have to be all new characters basically.
No, but I would love almost.
Well, I guess you could do like Faith.
No, I would love like a retelling of season 1 and 2, season 1, 2, and 3 with Buffy not there, and like how that world changed. Like I would love to see how Giles.
I wish you could see the face I'm giving him right now.
Like, why was Giles there? Like, anyway.
Okay. Well, and
other episodes. Are we going to talk about other episodes? Or we're going to.
Yeah, you have like your trifecta of Once More with Feeling, Hush, Restless. Oh, of course, The Body, but that's not really a rewatchable episode.
I don't really want to talk about those ones because I think they're so overhyped that they're good. But like, I've listened to the musical. Like, I obviously know every single lyric to the musical.
Yeah. But like, I'll like re-listen to it every now and then. Like,
yeah. And like Restless is good and Hush is good, but I think they're not my favorites.
No, they're just probably like the most unique of the series, and like they're like standouts. They're ones like when you think of the series, these are like, majority of fans. One of these three are going to come to their mind. Well, one of these two, either Once More with Feeling or Hush. There's no way around that.
Yeah. Others on my list are Nightmare is I think the best episode of season 1.
Prophecy Girl is the best.
Oh, they're both really good.
I know.
I like Nightmare. The Gift. Lessons, yeah.
Like that is such a good. Season 7 gets such a bad rap, and I get the issues with it.
Yeah.
But I think there's also so much good there.
I think Showtime is a fucking fantastic episode.
Yes!
I will watch that. Like. That's fucking.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that one up. It is such a good episode.
I think season 7 gets so like, you kind of merge it together with like the Potential Slayer storyline, and like it feels really muddy because like it feels like.
And then you have like all that Spike in there.
Yeah.
Like, but there's this storyline. But then
there's Showtime, like I'm pretty sure it's Showtime, and I hope I'm not getting it wrong. But that's the one where she fights the Uber Vamp, right? And wins. Yeah, like. That speech she does, like Buffy gives too many speeches in season 7. That's the biggest downfall of season 7. But
it's like a Shonda Rhimes show.
That moment is like prove it because all the others, the Potential Slayers are like, whatever, Buffy, and she's like, I'm fucking the Slayer for a reason, guys. Okay, like, fuck off.
Oh, and then like her, Xander, and Willow's like telepathic thing that they have. I really love that introduction into there. I don't think it was introduced into there because it's left over from Restless, right?
Yeah, but they also don't do anything with it.
Right. It's really, I love that they, because I remember first watching, I was like, oh shit, like that's fucking awesome. Yeah. Why don't they do this more?
So those are kind of like my other favorite episodes are finales, and I don't want to talk about finales.
No. Because the finales are great because they're supposed to be. They're finales. Like, there's nothing around it. Homecoming is an amazing episode. Like, anytime Cordelia gets to just be a badass is great. Lover's Walk is a great
season 3.
Heartbreaking.
Season 3 is a fantastic season.
Yes. Oh, hands down.
We just needed more faith. That's all season 3 needed was more faith.
Yeah. Faith and Mayer's relationship is one of the greatest.
I love that it pops back up in season 7.
Well, what's your favorite holiday episodes?
My favorite holiday, I really like Amends.
Okay, yeah. But you're an Angel fan, that's right. I was like, why? And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
But
I like that it's the introduction to the first.
Yeah. I also just really like the Jenny Calendar stuff. But Halloween would be my favorite holiday episode.
Fear Itself.
I don't like Fear Itself.
Really? Oh.
I don't know what it is about it. It has so many great moments, but as a whole, it
like
even
the
has
one
the
I
original
rewatch
Black
at
Power
Halloween.
Ranger
That's funny.
in it. So I'm like, I should love this episode, but
like it's it's my Halloween episode that I watch. Like I don't rewatch the season 2 one. I watch
I think Halloween is just so
Fear Itself at Halloween.
fun, and it's the introduction to Ethan Rayne, who they do nothing with, which is super upsetting.
Oh, Band Candy, another great episode.
Yeah.
But not holiday, but
When we talk about the seasons, we can delve more into these episodes.
Yeah. But I think Pangs might be my favorite holiday episode.
I should like it because it's an Angel episode, but I don't really like it.
He's not even really there. He's in the shadows, like, for most of it.
But he's there.
So I don't know what it was, because when I watched all these episodes on DVD, like, I just pressed play all and let it go through. I never saw Pangs. Like, I didn't see Pangs until, like, my third or fourth rewatch of the series. I don't know how I kept missing it, but I never watched it. And it pissed me off because I finally saw it and I was like, this is the greatest fucking thing. And it's a Jane Espenson episode, and she makes like all the funniest episodes.
Yeah.
So it was it annoyed me that it took me forever to watch it. Which
one thing I really like about Amends is the final montage at the end, and like I also love Faith and Joyce having Christmas together.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. That's a cute moment. Yeah, I do like Amends.
Also, I don't know if it counts as the holiday episode, but Older
Die
and
Hard.
Farther Away in season 6, Buffy's birthday episode is such a good episode.
See, I don't really care for that episode.
Oh, I love like bottle episodes, like when I don't like that they introduce these side characters for that episode, but I
didn't care for Dawn in it, and she kind of kills it.
I think I just like it because I love that one moment where Halfrick's trying to leave, and
Oh,
I was
yes!
like, "You're in a fucking entrapment spell, you dumb bitch."
It's so great. I do like that we got Halfrick back in that episode, and like how
And I love the little
she was
moment
like the
where her
guidance
and
counselor.
Spike are like,
Do I know you?
Yeah.
Yes. That is a really good one. Okay, we should probably start wrapping this up because we're getting a lot longer than I wanted this episode to be because I still have to edit it.
Let's do finales. Let's do a quick which finale do you prefer?
Okay. So
I know it's like a Sophie's choice.
No,
All of
it's
them
not.
are like, no,
it's not. I just don't want to get into this.
Oh no.
Season 5. Only because of what they did in Chosen. So the whole thing with Buffy is like this power was thrust against her will. She's having to go against it. These men came in and shoved this power into this woman and forced her to have to fight all these demons for them. So we get to the end, we get to Chosen, and Buffy comes up with this plan to do exactly what those men did, but on a larger scale and with a lot more women. So while I like the message of let's empower all these women, you're also shoving this choice down these women's throat that did not ask for it, that did not want it. And it's the exact same thing that those men did, but it's Buffy. Like, if they would have just empowered the potentials that were there, which I don't get why it had to be this big fucking thing. I don't see why we couldn't just empower those ones that are there and even give them the choice, like, hey, last moment, if you want in on this, we're going to give you the power to fight, but if you don't want it, this is your chance to get out. Like,
I also don't understand the whole potential Slayer thing, because like the whole point was there was only like a handful of potential Slayers left, but then all these other people around the world were like potential Slayers, like they could be potential Slayers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I also misread because Joe sent me like a list of questions. I thought you meant like which season finale you prefer, not like which series finale did you prefer. Because I put Graduation Day, but
no, that is also probably my favorite season finale.
The series, I think The Gift is far better for like what it does for all the characters. Because I feel like I think season 7 had the better ending, just with like the message.
almost the whole message it was trying to give, and we got like, I hate that Anya had to die, but like
I love that. I don't love that Anya died, but it's because Joss said it in the commentary. Someone had to die, and it couldn't be a main Scooby. It couldn't be Dawn, and still have this happy ending.
You couldn't have Buffy smiling at the end and Dawn's dead, Xander's dead, Willow's dead, Giles dead. It had to be someone. That
Anya
Buffy
got a perfect final moment, like the hoppy floppy bunnies is like
yes. But
beautiful.
I also, I don't want to take away from Anya, but Andrew's, I have swimmers here.
I know.
It's like one of the greatest lines in the series.
Andrew's one of those characters that we can discuss another time, but Andrew, fuck.
That's that's a lot there. But I would love this season 7 finale if it was just that different, like that one moment.
I just think the finale was too. Chosen was very muddled because like they brought Angel in,
and then of course
they introduced
thing,
the
like,
spike stuff. Like it made no sense. Like the whole necklace. Like they try to explain it in Angel. Like the powers that the partners wanted Angel to wear it so they could trap him, but
like I shouldn't have to go on to watch Angel for it to make sense in this series finale.
When I was watching Buffy, I had never seen Angel. I didn't actually know Angel had a spinoff until I started going into the forums, because it didn't air. I don't remember ever seeing it because we didn't have the WB in Canada, so it would air on another channel, and it didn't air on the channel Buffy aired. So when Angel came back, I'm like, oh, that was cool. They got David Boreanaz to come back. But like it felt like there was just so much they were trying to accomplish. There was like a checklist, and I feel like The Gift didn't have that checklist, and it helped it better. It just felt more like just a big episode.
The Gift is great. Like it's definitely a super emotional episode, and it's Buffy being a badass, and that first scene.
It's Willow being a badass. I think Willow, she does the big spell, but then like, okay. Also, what really bugged me in Chosen is Willow does a big spell, and then she passes out, and Kennedy goes down to fight. But no one's protecting Willow, and the Uber vamps are like running through the school, and Willow's like passed out. In the office,
like drained of all her magic.
Yeah, and like, what if an Uber van just happened to like come up, like? Because like there was no one. It's not like someone was there because Kennedy left.
Maybe Rona or Vi
No, they're all downstairs.
Oh, that's
they're
right.
All fighting.
Yeah. Does Rona die or does Rona survive?
No,
Rona
Amanda
survives.
dies.
Oh, that's right. Oh, little Amanda. She was so cute. I liked her. But what I liked about season 5, also the finale of season 5, anyway, is like that first scene where she's walking down the alley. In that boy, she's like,
the best part is the previously on is
that's
like,
what I keep saying. That is like yes.
But yeah, that first scene is like so sweet, and I love it. The vampire doesn't know who she is, and she's like, "It's been a while since no one's known who I was."
I like that. That feels good.
But like also Chosen, like the way they got rid of Glory, I felt kind of like a cop out, and the hammer. You really got to like ignore the fact that it's not a
Chosen had
hammer.
A better final battle.
Well, because I feel like Chosen, they're just like, okay, you know what, balls to the walls, guys, because that's the biggest battle they've ever done. I fucking love
that fight. It's such a good fight, and then
because you got like people on like wires and like V's like jumping and like
and then like when the first takes on Buffy's form and is like walking up to her, get out of my face, like
and the
so
score, that score that plays, because Chosen and The Gift have the best musical like scores in the whole series. Like the song that plays when Buffy jumps is fantastic.
Ooh.
But also like
that'll make you cry just like listening to
that
it.
Battle, like because like it slows down and it gets so like menacing, and then the moment Buffy stands back up and like the music swells. And she's like it's beautiful.
See, and then like Chosen is like I feel that Chosen is just like the better finale, but then there's that I can't get past the fact that Buffy just God.
I think Joss
such a
just
horrible
wanted
message.
Chosen to end. He wanted Buffy to end on this big.
And they could have done they could have had oh look, there's 20 Slayers now. That would have been all right.
Yeah.
Instead of there's hundreds that did not.
Because that doesn't make any sense.
Because then this will pivot over into the comics.
Yeah.
That I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
Not even really talk about, but they briefly touch upon. Well, not briefly, but they do touch upon that in the season 8 comics, and I think it kind of boils down to Buffy's well, I can't remember it too well, but I know she does end up paying for that because there are some Slayers who are I didn't fucking choose this. What did you do to me? And I think season 9 really deals with it.
I never really got into season 9
because Buffy kills Magic, so she has to deal with everyone pissed about that, and yeah. Anyway, but
the one thing I'll say about the comic is Joss Whedon needs a budget and needs studio notes. The comic didn't feel like Buffy. I think he's now I can do whatever I want. So he was introducing these creatures and ideas that didn't exist on Buffy and didn't feel like they
turned it more into a fantasy than
it felt more
supernatural.
Charmed, but some of I think the chain
and it felt like Bad Charmed.
Bad Charmed. It felt like late season 6 Charmed. The chain is such a fantastic single issue. I love the idea of them retconning what Angel set up of where Buffy was, and this idea that there's these decoy slayers.
I think that the chain made season 8 worth it. Honestly, it was such.
No, I also really love the Faith lady.
Ooh, the Faith Giles
Savage.
Yeah.
That was really. It was great. Faith and seeing her kind of play the dark side and that was really fun. And then I also really liked when Buffy goes to the future.
And, the Frey stuff.
I like Frey. I like that idea. And then it sucks because it's so stupid because Joss has Frey and he introduced her and is pushing her as canon, and then they bring the Scythe into the Buffyverse, and then they introduce all these Slayers, and it's okay, well, we know that's somehow going to be reversed because there's only one Slayer in the future.
Yeah. I actually the first time I read it, I wasn't a huge fan of the Dracula arc, when they go to Japan or whatever. But then when I reread it, I liked it. I think
season 8 has some really cool stuff. It
has a good middle. The beginning
is.
It has a couple good parts, with the Willow being an uber witch, but the Dawn stuff is
I like the idea of Amy and Warren being except for the fact that Warren should not be alive.
It's just it's a good twisted weird fucking
because I love Amy as a character, and I think she wasn't given enough to do as Willow's arch nemesis because they bring her back in season 7 for not a very good episode because it's so
Killer
Kennedy. Yeah, so Kennedy focused, but
I like Kennedy.
Yeah, that's fine. I will say though, I hate the current Boom Studio comics.
I haven't read them, but I like the covers.
I think they're trying so hard to be modern, if Buffy was in modern times, but they've taken away so much of the heart. Making Willow a straight up lesbian right away, I feel hurts her character. Anya's a part of it. She owns a magic shop or something like that, and it feels like someone who's just heard about Buffy and has seen Buffy, but it's not written by a Buffy fan. It reads as very bad fan fiction.
I was just gonna say it feels I haven't I haven't read it, but it seems like a very big AU series.
As someone who loves AUs, you'd think I would love it, but they don't feel the characters. They don't.
I'm gonna have to give it a go.
It's not Buffy. It's not.
Because I'll probably like it if you hate it.
It's just not very interesting. Which is fine. It's just because Boom Studio also did that with Power Rangers. They brought Power Rangers a modern, and it doesn't. They contradict because they want to use elements from the old stuff, so they still have the wrist communicators on Power Rangers, but they also all have cell phones.
But it's an Apple Watch then.
No, it's still the same communicator.
Yeah, but it's an Apple Watch now.
But so I think I don't know what the audience is supposed to be. It's we want to because it's not pandering to the hardcore Buffy fans. and I think it's too late in Buffy's lifespan to, like, bring in new fans. And, like,
well, plus if they're wanting to reboot the series, it's kind of weird to then, like, because, well, not reboot, but revive the series with, like, a continuation of someone new. But now you have this comic series that's the same stuff, but it's set differently in season 1. It's kind of confusing, honestly. Not confusing. I don't know.
It's just, I don't know. It's not very well done. The art's beautiful, and, like, I think that's the one saving grace, but it's a shitty comic.
Oh, that's upsetting. I'll have to give it a go. I think that's kind of a good spot to end. Unless there's anything you want to talk about.
No. I just think Buffy will always have a special place in my heart. Like,
yeah. There's nothing that quite changed my life. Like, Harry Potter did a lot with, like, introducing me into fandom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would have found Buffy forums if it wasn't for MuggleNet and, like, that whole introduction to the internet.
Yeah.
But Buffy is really what it made me. Well, I wrote a bit within the Harry Potter fandom, but it was really Buffy that gave me more of a passion for writing. It's the show that I figured out what TV writers are, and that it's not Joss Whedon writing every one of these episodes. It's like you can definitely feel different people in the episodes, but it still feels like the same one. Like, there's not too many shows that every episode could feel so different but such the same. Like, I don't know how to explain that.
No, I agree. I think that also kind of hurts Buffy, because, like,
really,
when it's a weak episode, it's a fucking weak, and then you can also tell when it's a really, like,
so
it's not as uniform.
The Normal Again, the commentary, do you remember the commentary for Normal Again?
Like, slightly.
Like, no, you probably don't, because it was a really shitty commentary, and I'm pretty sure it was written by, like, 2 guys that, like, never wrote for the show.
Oh.
And you can tell that in the commentary, because it's such an, like, a different commentary from all the other ones. Like, when they have, like, the writers that are like, oh, God, yeah, I love this, like, Buffy this, Buffy that, and they're like, yes, this scene, Buffy, da-da-da-da-da, and I'm just like, what is this? What is this? But again, not again, but, like, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, because I only listened to the commentary, like, maybe 1.5 times, because it wasn't my favorite. And the last time I only listened to like a commentary once and had an opinion on it. I hated Marty Noxon for 15 years, just because I thought she said, like, was talking super shit about Jane Espenson, and I was not having it. I was like, how dare she? Jane Espenson's a freaking treasure.
Oh,
she is such a great asset to the show. She's written so many great things, and Murdoch's just gonna call her some, like, I thought she was, like, making fun of her, and it was like totally nothing, and I blew it out of proportion, and which sucks, because Marty Noxon's written quite a bit of great Buffy episodes, so I'm glad that I have let that grudge go. Anything else, my friend?
I will just say I hate Normal Again, because there was this weird trend in, like, the early 2000s when all these shows would have, like, their main characters wake up in a mental institution.
Yes! Like, if you could not have a supernatural show without your character wondering whether or not this is the actual
both
reality.
did it. I'm pretty sure around the same time as Buffy did it. And, like, they always ended, like, it was always so stupid, because it's like, I would just, like,
they tried to end it on, like, a, oh no, is it?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, we're back to where we are.
Like, I would love for, like, one of the shows to just have the balls and be like, this is the new direction we're going, guys. Like, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Oh God, that would be so fucking hilarious.
Like, the only one, the Charmed one's good just because the actresses get to pretend to be, like, crazy people pretending to be witches. So that's, like, just really funny.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
Alyssa
Piper's
Milano,
just, like, throwing her hands at things.
Yeah, like, Rose McGowan as, like, a crazy wannabe witch is hilarious. So, like,
Doesn't she, like, keep shouting at things to try to get them to come and
like, Charmed is just, like, it has that going for it because it has the actors pulling it. Buffy takes it too seriously, and Smallville's is just, like, poorly written.
That's the problem with Smallville. It was, or at least for me, Smallville was always very, very hit or miss.
Smallville's not great, but I do own the special collector's edition, and I do have the action figures, so...
But you love Superman, so... Which...
Oh, Alice and Matt.
It makes more sense. You like Angel, so...
Also,
You would like
Smallville
that, like,
had the
boring white
better
guy.
Green Arrow than Arrow does.
Justin Hartley was a phenomenal Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And also,
I remember
Erica
when they
DeMarco
announced...
is a wonderful Lois Lane. This will be another episode.
She
we'll talk
was. And Allison Mack was a great cult leader. But the...
Cult assistant? No.
assistant to the cult leader, thank
Yeah.
you. I only branded some of the girls. Okay? Let's not get crazy. No, but I remember when... Oh, no, I'm not going to talk about Arrow. Fuck it. Like, I was just about to talk about fucking Smallville. No, this is Buffy.
Okay, I had nothing else to say about Buffy, but I will say, if anyone else wants to hear more of us talk about this, because I thought this was going to be like a 45-minute episode, and we're cracking like 1:30 right here.
I'm taking out a good chunk at the beginning, though. Just to let you know of our origin. Like,
I'm sure you will. I
Well,
know
it-
exactly what you'll cut out.
I'm cutting this out too, so fuck you.
I know exactly what you're cutting out.
Dude, you talked about it for 10 minutes. We need to... We're already at an hour 30 before I've edited anything. Yeah, let us know if you like this episode, if you want to hear us talk about the seasons in more in depth. It would
Or
give us
even other shows, because I could talk about other shows.
yeah, whatever. Like, we won't go into detail like we are with Veronica Mars, like episode to episode, but we could talk like season wise,
I would love to talk about Roswell.
like the original.
Yeah, because I've
never
never
seen
watched
it.
the new one. You never watched the original Roswell? Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah,
That's so weird. That's like, I feel like up your alley.
I know. Like, we could have done a Euro podcast Area 51, and I don't know.
That's so weird.
I know.
Like, Roswell's
wanna
the show.
I want to see the new one. So maybe I'll watch both.
It does not hold up. I can tell you that right now.
Maybe I'll just watch the new one.
It's like a free Grey's Anatomy Katherine Heigl. It's fantastic.
Ooh, Grey's Anatomy would be a good one, but that's a lot to cover.
I feel like we just talk up until like Christina leaves.
We would just talk about Meredith and Christina the entire time, and that's it.
I would also talk
'Cause I
about
fucking
how
hate Derek. So.
it's so stupid they never brought Katherine Heigl back, but they brought Isaiah Washington back, and he like said homophobic slurs on set. But whatever, guys. But we can bring him back, but we can't bring Katherine Heigl back because she's a bitch. Like,
She's tough to work with. God, the worst part though is that like George had to die. I love George so much
his
until
character
he
sucked.
started cheating
Well,
on Callie.
when he slept with Izzy. Okay, again,
We're not talking about that. God damn it! All right, so if
this is
let us
pretty much
know
how.
if you like
Okay, all the deleted stuff on our podcast is pretty much us just like
Talking about
tangenting
other
out
shows.
about other shows.
try so hard not to. That's why these bonus episodes we're trying to get it all out this
Yeah.
way. So let us know if you like this. If you want us to continue on with our Buffy, we can do it. Let us know. Would you want us to do each season one by one? Would you like us? 'Cause our plan, if people would like to hear more, is we would next go on to like seasons 1 through 3, do the high school years in an episode, and then do 4 and 5 the college years, and then 6 and 7 the dark angsty years. So let us know. Do you want to hear more Buffy? Do you want to hear something else? Do you just not even care about this and are only sticking to Veronica Mars? Let us know. You can find us on Twitter or Instagram with our handle is at veronicamarspod. You can email at bleh. You can send us an email to veronicamarspod@gmail.com. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at OHJEAUX. What about you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Truant. That's Travis, and then TRUANT.
So then we will see you guys on Thursday with a new Veronica Mars episode. And until then, I hope you are having a better day than Charisma Carpenter was treated on season 4 of Angel. Bye.
Bye.
liking Buffy.